Hi everyone. The individual lesson plan that I will be doing is a beanbag throwing battle. The focus grade is for 4th grade. The length of the lesson will be 2 days because I'm going to focus on social studies as well as physical activity component. For the for the social studies component, I'm going to ask students to create a collage, and they're going to use books, newspapers, magazines to cut out and paste people that are doing the throwing or the catching, and they are going to decide for themselves which they prefer, and then they're going to tell me, they're going to write about why they chose either the throwing action or the catching action. The subject standards are that students demonstrate the motor skills and movement patterns needed to perform a variety of physical activities. 1.6, throw and catch an object with a partner while both partners are moving. 1.7, throw and catch an object underhand and overhand while avoiding an opponent. The multiple intelligences that we are addressing are visual spatial, linguistic, and bodily kinesthetic. Visual spatial is for students to find an open space throughout the gym to play. Linguistic, they're going to listen for cues. And bodily kinesthetic, they're going to be moving around freely without crossing the boundary of the opponent's side of the floor. The cognitive, affective, and psychomotor objectives are the following. Students will understand the difference in motion between throwing and catching. Students will familiarize themselves with the use of an entire open space, along with the understanding the concept of getting open. And students will catch and throw beanbags to their teammates to successfully earn the beanbag. Part of the assessment is to check for understandings. These questions can be asked throughout the lesson or after. How did you get yourself open? What's a good way to play defense? What's a good way to play offense? Some of the modified techniques that you can do or you can incorporate into this activity. Let's say you have a student who has a visual impairment. Instead of using regular balls, you can use balls that make noises. That can be a good substitution. And then here we have the materials and the equipment for the collage: construction paper, books, magazines, newspapers, scissors, and glue. For the activity alone, you just need cones, beanbags, balls, and jerseys. And these here are the steps for the game. Students will have the opportunity to create a collage. That's at the beginning. And then right here, this is the through setup. Similar to 5-yard markers in football, spaces horizontally. The class will be divided into 2 teams. They can earn beanbags by successfully catching a ball thrown by their teammate, or they can catch an interception from the opposing team. Now, for beyond, students will perform catch and throw techniques on their own. And here, the rationale for the game is that the layout of the area will provide the most space for students to be active in an open area. The 2 teams will compete to see which team obtains the most beanbags throughout the length of the game. Students will earn beanbags by successfully catching the throws by their teammates or intercepting a ball that has been thrown. Now, the ultimate goal is for each team to earn all the bags in the opponent's bucket by successfully catching these bags from the other side of the court.